Do you guys hate graveyards? I know I do. Sitting there looking all dead and stuff. Well, if I got the perfect archetype for you, introducing EXOSISTER, the archetype that'll have everybody calling you a necrophiliac with just how much it f***s the graveyard. That was a really weird way of introducing this deck. EXOSISTER is one of the latest archetypes introduced into Duel Links that potentially has meta impact, and that is despite not receiving a brand new skill like most other modern decks nowadays. But I would argue it already has a skill. So here's today's deck list. Now just a reminder before I get into the deck list, if you guys are enjoying today's video or want to see some more deck lists like this in the future or more videos from me in the future, please do remember to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel down below. Alright, let's jump into this list. Alright, so the first thing you might have noticed is this deck list isn't just EXOSISTER, it's EXOSISTER in combination with Perform Mage. Now why are we playing these cards? Well, basically, any Perform Mage, doesn't matter which one it is, it could be Hat Tricker, it could be your Damage Juggler, it could be your Trick Clown, no matter which one you open, any single one of them is a one card, full EXOSISTER combo, ending on your giant Xyz monster in combination with your choice of spell and trap card, and then just 3 other cards in your hand. And because it's a one card combo that is really consistent, because you can just play any amount of your Perform Mage cards, doesn't matter how many you play, you can also play well over 20 cards and still be entirely consistent, meaning you can make it so that it's harder for you to draw the cards you don't necessarily want to open. Stuff like your trap cards, which you're generally searching for anyway. Stuff like your Stellar, which you want on the deck list because you're realistically only using it for your Vadis or using it for your packs. And just play a shit ton of tech cards that you do want in your opening hand. Things like your Effect Veilers, your Droplets, things like Mind Control, which work really well with the skill. It's just overall a really consistent deck list that now has tons of room for tech cards as well, for specific matchups depending on what the meta's looking like. This list is playing 2 EXOSISTER monsters in the main deck. The first one is your Ellis. This card is the most important one. This card is an extender. If you have an EXOSISTER monster on the field, it can just special summon itself from your hand, which makes it very good into Effect Veiler and stuff, as if your opponent Effect Veilers you during your standard combo, you can just search for this card and just special summon it to the field and continue comboing as if nothing really happened. It's a really good card to have, as opposed to the other one, the Stellar. Stellar, when on the field, can special summon EXOSISTERs from your hand, which isn't very useful in a deck where, well, you're not really playing that many EXOSISTERs, and the other EXOSISTER can already just special summon itself anyway, so this card doesn't really do a whole lot, but you do need to run one just because of its name. This card in its card text mentions Ellis, and Ellis in its card text mentions Stellar. This is very important when we talk about the spell card and the trap card in just a moment. Also, both these cards were on the field. If your opponent tries to move a card out of their graveyard via any means, can special summon out an Xyz monster from your extra deck. Any of the EXOSISTERs that you want to summon out, they can just summon them to the field if your opponent tries to move something out of the graveyard, which is very important. Again, we'll talk about it in a bit when we talk about mostly the trap card. Moving on to the spell and trap cards, we have your EXOSISTER packs. This card, by paying 800 life points, can add one EXOSISTER card from your deck to your hand. If you add a monster by this effect, you can special summon it if the other EXOSISTER mentioned on the card is on the field or in the graveyard. Which is why we're specifically playing both of these names, because it means if you search for one of them, you can special summon it straight to the field, making it a really good way to play through different things like Effect Veilers and whatever else. Alright, then we have your EXOSISTER Carba, whatever this card's name is. Neither player can target EXOSISTER monster you control with effects from monsters that were special summoned from the graveyard, and when you do an Xyz summon, you can declare one card name, negate the activate effects and effects on the field of cards with that original name until the end of this turn. This is a really powerful effect against specific archetypes. If you know you're against an archetype that requires them to specifically use one card, and if they don't use that card, they just cannot play the game, you search for this thing and you just Xyz summon during your opponent's turn. That's it, they're just completely screwed. Also, you can use this to counter cards like Nibiru. You can, if you have the ability to search for this card and you're against something like Subterror or Decklist you know plays Nibiru, activate this thing straight away, do your combo, and just as soon as you first Xyz summon, name Nibiru, they can't Nibiru you. Very strong card. Also, when attack is declared involving your EXOSISTER monster, you can target one spell and trap card your opponent controls and destroy it. Alright, not the best sort of removal, but it is something you can remember. Alright, then we have Vadis. Pay 800 life points, choose one EXOSISTER monster from your deck, then take the other one, which is the other one that's mentioned, and summon them both to the field, but they're both shuffled back into the deck list during the end phase. Alright, also you're not special summon monsters after this card resolves, except EXOSISTER monsters, which is completely fine because you're mostly using this on your opponent's turn. And the reason you want to summon 2 monsters to your opponent's field, despite them shuffling themselves back to the deck during the end phase, is if you summon these during your opponent's turn, you're putting 2 monsters on the field, where if your opponent tries to use their graveyard at all to move any card, you can just summon out 2 Xyz monsters straight from the extra deck, which is insane in this archetype. So against graveyard heavy matchups, setting this card is just incredible. As if they try to put some stuff on the field and just move things out of their graveyard, they're going to receive a lot of Xyz monsters straight in their face. Alright, then we have your Eternia. If all monsters you control are EXOSISTER monsters, pay 100 life points and target 1 card your opponent controls or in their graveyard and banish it. So already it's a target 1 banish. Then immediately after the effect resolves, you can Xyz summon, or if you've Xyz summoned this turn, you can banish 1 card your opponent controls. And thankfully, thanks to the big Magnifica, you are going to be Xyz summoning during your opponent's turn. So typically, if you have this on field in combination with this, you can banish 4 cards during your opponent's turn. And finally, we have your extra deck, starting off with Magnifica. This card takes 2 rank 4 EXOSISTER monsters, which obviously means it's pretty hard to get out outside of specific combos, which you'll see during the gameplay portion anyway, but it's a fairly hard card to get onto the field. Alright, once it's on the field, once per turn, as a quick effect, you can attach raw material from this card to banish 1 card your opponent controls. Fairly simple. Also, it can make a second attack during each battle phase. Then we have the more complex part of the effect. When your opponent activates a card effect, you can take a material from below it, return that Xyz monster back into the extra deck, then re-summon that back to the field using this card as material. So most of the time, what you're going to do is during your opponent's turn, you're going to banish something they control, then when they try to use another card effect, you can swap this card out using an Xyz monster below it, re-summon out that Xyz monster, and then use the effect of that Xyz monster, whether that be a banish or a lock of your opponent's graveyard. A very powerful card. If you don't understand quite how it works, don't worry, you'll see it during the gameplay portion anyway. Alright, next up we have your Osviel. This card cannot be destroyed by the activate effects of monsters summoned from the graveyard. If this card succeeds summon using EXOSISTER monster as material, neither player can activate card effects in the graveyard this turn. You can attach raw material from this card and target 1 monster your opponent controls, return it to hand. So that last effect is only relevant for your turn, but the other effect, if you're summoning this during your opponent's turn, which is really easy to do when you have a trap card that places EXOSISTERs on the field, then if your opponent tries to use their graveyard to do anything really, you can summon this out and lock them from the graveyard for the rest of the turn. A really powerful effect. Also do keep in mind the return to hand effect is pretty relevant as well. Next up we have your Gibrine or Gibrine, how do you pronounce this thing? Once again, can't be destroyed by the effects of graveyard monsters. If you control this card that was Xyz summoned this turn by using EXOSISTER monster as material, quick effect, you can target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, negate the effects till the end of the turn, so simple negate. You can attach all material from this card for the rest of this turn, all Xyz monsters you control gain 800 attack. So this is pretty relevant when you have like a big guy on the field still, as you can make this thing have a shit ton of attack. Also important to note, this thing has a fat amount of defense at 2800, so if you're worried your opponent is going to beat over you for some reason, and you can get this thing on the field, it does have a gigantic defense number for some reason. Alright, next up we have your Caspatel. This one cannot be destroyed by battle with monsters special summoned from the graveyard, as opposed to card effects like these guys. You can only use each flying effects once per turn. If this card succeeds summoned using EXOSISTER monster as material, neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyards for the rest of this turn. You can attach all material from this card, add 1 EXOSISTER monster from your deck to your hand. So this card, both of its effects are really useful as they're both part of your main combo. Your main combo can just search from your deck list to grab whatever spell and trap card you need, or whatever monster you need, obviously going to be your Ellis most of the time. But additionally, during your opponent's turn, you can summon this thing out using your Magnifica as part of your main combo. This is one of the Xyz monsters below the Magnifica, so if you're up against a graveyard-specific matchup, you know your opponent wants to summon stuff from the graveyard, you can summon this thing out during your opponent's turn, and yeah, they can't really use their graveyard anymore. Then you have Makalis. Makalis can, when this thing is summoned, you can grab a EXOSISTER spell and trap card from your deck to your hand by detaching a material. And also, during the turn it is special summoned, you can quick effect banish one card your opponent controls. So typically, you're going to use this thing as part of your combo to search for your spell and trap cards, and then during your opponent's turn, once again, this is a material below your big boss monster, so when you swap it out, you can choose to summon this dude to the field for another quick effect banish, making basically 4 banishes during your opponent's turn if you want them. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the deck list portion of the video. The rest of the deck list is all just cards you've probably seen before and tech cards that, yeah, you've definitely all seen before, so I'm not going to bother going through it. So without further ado, let's jump into some gameplay. Now keep in mind, this gameplay is going to be taken directly from my stream rather than the normal way I do it where I just talk over gameplay, so it's sort of live replays, so let me know what your thoughts are on that, if you enjoy it better or if you don't like it as much, let me know down below. And yeah, let's check it out. Alright. Get in the graveyard. We want the real one. The real clown. Dude, I want a prismatic version of a trick clown. That'd be sick. Don't crow me, don't crow me, don't crow me, don't crow me, thank you. I did ask nicely. So if you would have crowed me after that, that'd be a real dick move. You'd have to be a real douchebag to crow someone after they ask you nicely not to, you know? Alright, so this guy's playing this deck. This deck doesn't use Graveyard, right? So we have to grab the Banish Abilion, because that's the only one that actually does anything. We have to grab the Banish 1 billion. I hope it's enough. Rage will be nice. Hell yeah, it would be. I can finally avoid playing against the bots, and the bots, and the bots, and the stall decks, and the FTKs, and all the other boring shit you play against when you play at GOG. All the other trash. Because there is a lot of trash. Alright, so we actually have, we have two clowns in grave, right? Two of the search clown. We do, so we actually save one for follow-up, and we can search for... doesn't really matter now. I see I could search one of these, and I realized you can't search for the card of its same name, of course. You can't search for itself, so that's kind of a wasted search, but might as well use it now, so you can only use one of these a turn, right? So I can't use both of them on the next turn. But maybe I should grab the extender card. It's probably more useful, more valuable. We play Sulphur Court. If you ask me to play a Pendulum deck on stream, I'm afraid you are in Dreamland.
On motorcycle!
Definitely in Dreamland. Hoping for that. What's this card doing? It's just adding a Star Seraph. Alright. I just wait for the stuff to hit the field, then I do some banishes. And hope he doesn't droplet me. If we get dropleted, then we are not happy. We'll just banish these two now. Oh, never mind, I'll banish all of them in a moment, I guess. Wait for it to hit field. Oh my god, this man's drawn 16 cards. Well, the likelihood of having droplet now is super high, right? That looks like he didn't have it. Nice. Oh, I should have... I can't swap this out now. I should have done a response, so I could have done it then. Well, you can't really do much with just two of these, because this card requires 3, right? Oh, he's Link summoning. What's that do? Tribute ban... Oh. Contribute itself, I assume. I didn't think of that, I can Link summon. The hell? You can't Link summon, that's cheating. You're an Xyz deck. I can't Link summon in my deck, why can he? It's fucked up behavior, honestly. I think we're fine, unless he can link summon the big guy. He might summon the big, link summon the big guy. Does it even lock you to fairy in this? I hope he doesn't play the big one, otherwise this thing's about to disappear. I'm going to use the trap card early, because he's not going to use any effects until the dude's on field. That's annoying. So we haven't Exceed summoned this turn, because he hasn't used anything for me to use this in response to. I should have used this earlier. So he missed out on a banish. Yeah, I think we definitely misplayed, because he missed out on a banish here. He shouldn't have 2 cards on field here. I forget this card can't swap itself out whenever, it can only swap itself out in response to things. So I could have used this like way earlier, and had another banish on field, and the banish from this. So we're just waiting for him to use an effect now, which he just isn't using. Can he just make the level 4 here or something, and then use the spell card? And we're just kind of cooked, maybe? I don't know.
Shut up, Mokuba.
Hey Harry, what's up, buddy? What have you been playing? What have you been playing? Yes, he still doesn't need to use an effect here. Now he uses an effect, so we can use this. But at this point, he gets the dude out. Was that guy needing a material to negate? I don't even know. I think we trolled by not using this earlier. Ancient Gear. The deck is Giga Studio when it pops off. Yeah, I played against it earlier. I banished 4 cards, and I'm pretty sure he should have won that. I think he misplayed. Wait, did you just suck up my material? Can't do that. I want to use this before it has a ZW monster, right? So we want to use it now. You just sucked up my material. You can't do that. Oh. Alright, so we should search the spell card here and call Kiteroid. And see if this man plays Kiteroid. How are your, did you try any turn 1s, Harrier? Any good turn 1s that seem to do well? So I assume that's the question everyone's like mind for Ancient Gear. Is turn 1 actually possible? That's a pretty good duel. I misplayed a bit, but I think I'll use the... Well, certainly more enjoyable than the other stuff. This hand doesn't play through Veiler though, does it? Actually, no, it does if I wanted to. So I could just summon the first hat tricker, right? Wouldn't play through Crow though. I could summon this now. It's like soft plays through Veiler. This card isn't once per turn, right? So even if he Veilered this, I just summon another one. Looks like we don't have to though. We can save the clown for follow-up turns. That may be something good. You're probably gonna have to use this effect Veiler on the like super poly they use though, right? I guess we can banish it too. Here's banish it. Alright. So what do we want to set up versus this guy? This trap card is really good versus this archetype, right? But Returnia is also a banished 4. So is banished 4 better than summon the dudes? I want to try Vadis. I want to see how good it is. I want to try Vadis. We haven't really given this card a good go yet. And is Vadis only in the main phase? When can I use it? Just whenever, right? So I'm using in response to stuff. Let's give Vadis a shot. I'm not sure Vadis is as good when they know you've got the Vadis though, right? Go on, move a card. Move a singular card, come on. I have to banish the field spell too, probably should. I think the field spell's probably important. I should have waited for the field spell to use its effect. Because he might have one in hand and he just replaces it, right? Oh, he's moving a card. Card is being moved. Alert, my man is trying to use the graveyard. God, I don't have time for this though. I have to use both these effects now. The lads are coming. So we don't want Makalis, because Makalis can be summoned off this. So we just summon the other two, right? Then negates. This should be summoned in defense. And this one is... Can't use grave effects. Yeah. No graveyard. There's weight on this, but it doesn't really matter. The graveyard has been used. Alert. My opponent attempted to use the graveyard. Silly man. And it sends Link to the graveyard, right? Which does literally nothing, because he can't use the grave. Is reduced attack as well? Just negate. Damn, I wish this is in defense. So I probably don't want to banish this, because I probably want to banish back row. Yeah. So annoying that I didn't have enough time. My time is so low. I wonder if this is in defense. Keeping this on field doesn't really change much, right? I should probably just banish this. I've seen quick effect dodge with it, right? Anyway. Actually, maybe he'll be silly. Maybe he'll try to... I can't even use it because no material, right? No. That was in defense, man. Lost the card for no reason. Alright, we'll start with this. My 60 seconds left. No, this is boost attack, right? this one. I think we're just making you... Don't really have much time for thinking. So we're just gonna do that. And we're just gonna go battle phase, I think. Hey, why can't I use your banish effect? Oh, because I haven't got a thing below it. Oh, God. Bro, I hate this game. I hate this game. Oh, this shouldn't be a... Whatever. One Veiler, one Trap. I should set this too. God, I hate the timer so much, man. I just want more seconds to do things. We're just misplaying all over the place. We have no time left. Hey. Why is he gonna name this? Our battle phase? Oh, okay. I mean, he probably doesn't have any time left either, I imagine. I mean, there's so many misplays there, because we just didn't have any time.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.